There are serious questions about safety on LA's metro buses and trains. Workers who are just trying to provide for their families end up putting their lives at risk. I recently sat down with one woman whose career took her down a terrifying road she never could have imagined.
We're risking our lives.
She signed up to drive a bus, but says she ended up just trying to survive. A metro bus driver sitting down with us to tell her story for the first time. How many incidents have you had on your bus that have been violent or scary for you?
At this point, it's too many to count, so I could say I've had probably that involved me, probably like 5.
We agreed to hide her identity because she was not authorized to speak.
The first time I was very new, so I witnessed a person being stabbed multiple times, and I was kind of shocked by it because it was like I knew that I was here to drive a bus. I didn't know that this type of stuff happens on the bus. Watching the man who was getting stabbed, it was like horrible. So honestly, I didn't know what to do when he was getting stabbed. It was like I wanted to help him, but then I also wanted to protect myself. So I was just stuck. By the time the police came, the person who was, stabbing the guy, he was gone. And that same day, someone else got stabbed on the train. So it always plays in my mind, was that the guy who just got off of my bus to get on a train and stab somebody else?
So they never caught him?
They never caught him. They almost never catch the people. Because by the time the police gets there, there's no person, there's only the victim. And sometimes even the victims leave too.
Our KCAL data analysis found there were 160 assaults on metro operators last year and more than 60 so far this year. During a spike in April, 3 drivers were attacked in less than a week.
I come to the work for Metro to provide for my family, but then when you think about it, you can't help it. You have to choose your life or their life, and I wasn't able to choose his life. I had to choose mine, so it does haunt me a lot.
Our analysis shows violent crime is up 33% on Metro compared to pre-pandemic levels. Reports of weapons have increased by nearly 3 times more than pre-pandemic levels. This driver says not only did she witness a stabbing, but she says she's also been spit on.
When I called, asked Metro, can I go home because I had spit all in my hair? They asked me, can I just wipe it out? And I'm like, I have spit in my hair. We're dealing with a pandemic. Do they put me right back on the bus after I went home and washed my hair?
And she says she was nearly sexually assaulted by a passenger.
When he grabbed me, I just kind of shoved him off and I ran to my bus. But Metro told me that because I was off my bus and the cameras weren't working on the outside of the bus, that they couldn't do nothing about it.
At one point, she says, a mentally ill passenger with a sharp object even took her bus hostage.
I was not about to fight with her. This bus is not mine. So I opened my bus and I let everybody off the bus. I called the BOC for backup, and then whatever she wanted to do on that bus, it was hers. Because I got tired of just letting Metro tell me to protect them, and I don't have no way to get protected. And when the police came, the police asked her to get off the bus and put her on the bus behind me.
She says she's thought about quitting, but this is her livelihood.
I feel like we're sacrificial lambs working for this job, but we don't mind doing it because we have loved ones we want to support.
While she says she understands not all crime is preventable, she says she wants a larger scale police presence and for her bosses to be understanding about the trauma she and other drivers have experienced.
We feel very vulnerable out there. We don't feel like we're important to Metro. It's just like a lot of people say, we're just a badge number to them. We're just another number where we could be replaced. So if Metro goes and shows their workers, their operators that we got you guys, they'll have more. Their lines will be running a lot more smoothly. A lot of people are on the sick list because they're afraid of coming back. You would have a lot more people coming back to work and doing what they got to do if they saw the change.
Metro responded to the accusations, saying there's nothing more important than the safety of its employees and customers. Quote, "We are grateful to our frontline employees who work tirelessly to provide an essential service in Los Angeles County, and we are deeply concerned that the rising crises of untreated mental illness, drug addiction, and homelessness often create untenable situations for them. To improve safety, the agency says it is installing these enhanced barriers that extend to the ceiling and the windshield. Metro says it will be the first transit agency to have these fully enclosed barriers on its entire fleet by the end of the year. It's also growing bus safety teams that ride the lines with the highest number of incidents and increasing law enforcement personnel on the system, including uniformed law enforcement officers, ambassadors who report issues and provide assistance, and homeless outreach and crisis intervention teams who help Metro deal with societal issues.
I like doing what I do with my family while I'm working for Metro, but it is a risk that I take every day when I get on that bus. You know, it's like sometimes I feel like I need to burn sage, I need to bring a Bible, I need to read about chakras, every religion possible need to be on this bus with me, because mentally, I don't know if I'm going home with my children.
Metro says it also encourages all employees to participate in a session directly with senior management and to use Metro's employee assistance program, employee resource team, union rep, or other confidential sources. Joining us now to talk a little bit more about safety on the Metro is Corey Winter. He has more than 2 decades of experience in safety and security and is the owner and co-founder of Pangea Consulting. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
So first, I just want to get your reaction to the story and to her experiences.
I think it's absolutely horrible. I think I can't imagine being in her shoes and feeling the way that she does and scared to go to work every single day, being attacked at least 5 times. And the situation she's describing, we have a real problem.
So Metro says it is taking more security measures like the ones you saw in the piece, also more cameras, more facial recognition software, weapons detection systems, as well as those barriers we just mentioned in the piece. They're also stepping up the tap out system. How realistic are these safety measures in terms of making progress on this issue?
I think some of them are very realistic and some of them less so. Facial recognition, weapons detection systems, all of those are incredible technology. We've rolled them out at a lot of institutions we work with really impressive results. But Metro Transit is one of the largest transit situations in the entire country. There's over 12,000 bus stops. So the infrastructure alone to do that is incredibly massive. To do it strategically at certain places, yes. In mass, not so much. And it's a mix.
So if you're the head of security at Metro, what do you do?
I would set a new goal. I mean, clearly this is not okay. And what we're seeing on all of these massive increasing crimes, it's not just localized to there, but it is a very big problem there. I would, you know, they're starting their own police force, and I actually think that is a very necessary move. That's maybe somewhat controversial. It's piecemeal together right now, but I think that a massive law enforcement presence is needed right now. I think consequences for criminal actions is needed. So I think that's the right move. And I think change the dynamic so that families like mine, I have 2 girls. I can tell you my daughter and my wife and I are not taking our daughters on the Metro and the buses right now. But I would like to see an environment where that is the case. And I think these sorts of things can lead us there eventually.
It is a tough situation because we know that it's an issue not just on Metro, but homelessness, substance abuse, people out on the streets, mental illness. It's a real problem throughout LA and LA County. So is it even possible for Metro to tackle something like this where it bleeds onto their buses and trains?
We founded Pangea Consulting because we don't accept the status quo. So I would say yes, it's definitely possible. I think we need to raise the bar and I think we need to raise the standards and start addressing these issues head on. It sounds like they are starting to, but this is reactive. A lot of really bad things happen, like we just heard, in order for these massive changes to come into place. So I'm very optimistic about it. There are certainly cities around the world where they have very safe transits, that this is not unique. It is possible to do.
All right, Corey, thank you so much for being here with a deeper dive on this issue. We appreciate your time.